Hi, my name is Rita Andelian, and I'm a nutrition dietetics major at California State University of Long Beach. And today I wanted to discuss about the interview I conducted with my girlfriend about intercultural relations and communications. So, before this interview, I still had a great view on intercultural relations and communications, but I learned a lot today about how different our cultures can be and how it can play a important impacting our lives today. So, my personal life, I come from a first generation Armenian family, my mom and my dad, and they moved here from Lebanon. And my girlfriend, her family is a first generation, and they have come here from Mexico, and they're Hispanic. So, with these cultures, it has impacted our relationship in a few ways. So today I wanted to discuss about that. One of the importance about being able to interact with different diverse groups and cultures is very important because being able to be acculturated and being able to see different cultures and respect and understand them is so cool because cultures are very important and traditions are very important in our lives today. And that's the main thing that I learned from this interview. Um, when I was interviewing my girlfriend, there was a few questions that I asked her, and one of the first questions was coming out difficult, and if so, like why? And so one of her main things in her life is that coming out to her family is very difficult, and that stemmed from her traditions, and that stems from her Hispanic traditions that her family has been set on. And coming from that first generation, I believe that that has affected the way that they view same-sex relationships. And when she came out, it was very hard for her and her family, and still today, it's very difficult. One of the other questions that I asked her was that, has it affected your family, and in what ways has it affected your family? It's affected her family because her parents still do not discuss about it still today. And even when when she brings up the subject about me or about her being gay, they get very defensive and they don't really want to talk about it. It's like if something didn't exist. And it sucks because that's how my life was for a little bit, but within my culture, I feel like the main thing that comes from my culture is that, my family is very loving, we're caring people, and my mom, it was very difficult for her at first to accept me, but at the same time, our parents, they love us, and no matter what, they're gonna love us, and especially same goes for my girlfriend, but it's just a little difficult to be able to understand that this relationship because of the traditions. So, one of the last questions that I asked her was, so let's say her family was a second generation family and they lived here in the US and they kind of lived around the world of where people had same-sex relations like LGBT and all of that. And let's say that they've seen more of it and were kind of more acculturated per se for that community, and I feel like that would probably be more different too. And she said the same thing about how it might be still different. I mean, what if they did feel more comfortable of this relationship if they had been second generation? So I thought that was a pretty interesting factor that played a role. I also wanted to talk about how in the TED Talk that I watched and how cultures are very based on traditions and how when we live in one culture, we see things differently. And it's not necessarily our fault, it's more of the way we've been raised around. And I feel like that has played like a pretty big impact on everyone's life that I could say that I've met or have talked to about this situation. And it's not negative necessarily, but it's just the way we view things. And as I said, like intercultural communication, we can view things a lot more differently, and it's a really cool way to be able to learn different traditions. And I'm still learning today, and I actually enjoy learning about different traditions within my girlfriend and her family because it's honestly very important for my family, it's important for her family, and that's important for me. So, thank you for listening. Have a good day.